long-term patient of mine, and she's a very compliant and adherent patient. She's an asthmatic, 76 years old. She's been with me for 4 years or 5 years already, and she has been on her inhaler medications for asthma. So throughout the pandemic, she was of course practicing the isolation and quarantine, so she was not exposed to anything, and she did not suffer from any flare-up of her asthma nor an infection. And she would just mingle with her household staff and her older daughter, so they're pretty quote-unquote clean in their household. And then after the pandemic now, starting last year, of course she started to go out, and then the isolation, as Dr. Jean mentioned, we don't wear masks anymore. And she would of course go to her regular friends, her barcadas for their gatherings, and she would also go to the grocery for shopping because she likes to buy things from the supermarket. And her vaccinations were quite complete before. So pneumococcal vaccine, influenza vaccine, she's been regularly on that. And then what happened was that 6 days prior to that confinement of hers, she started to have that usual cold and cough, and she just did not really think much about it. She just took paracetamol, the decongestants, and continued her asthma medications. But 3 days after, she started to have the fever and some shortness of breath this time. She didn't text me or call me yet. She didn't call the clinic. And then, on a couple of hours prior to the admission, so that's 2 days after or 3 days after, she suddenly started to have shortness of breath. Of course, she had her pulse oximeter at home because everybody seemed to have gotten one during the pandemic. She was able to measure her oxygen level. It was now 88%, which is very low for anybody. So we know that number, 90% or less, that's an emergency. You have to go to the emergency room. So she went there. And then true enough, her oxygen level was very low. She was already very short of breath at that time. And then because she had NEEDS, she was able to have her, what we call the rapid test to check for the different viruses. And we were able to isolate respiratory syncytial virus. We get the results 4 hours after. So we were able to document that at the ER. And then we also had an X-ray. Her X-ray would show not the usual pneumonia for bacteria. It's usually at the lower part of the lungs. Nevertheless, we still gave antibiotics because if a patient has pneumonia, even if we've already isolated that it is a virus from that test, we still make sure that there is no bacterial pneumonia that is present. Therefore, we gave antibiotics. So that is the supportive treatment we're talking about. She was there for 7 days in the hospital.